So today's my topic is current scenario of clinical research in India, right? So of course I will detail few things of the Malaysia also, but the clinical research in India, the current thing we are going to narrate. But before that, let me listen the past scenario when I have done my MPharm. Madam already have narrated you that I have done MPharm. I think the pharmacy practice was mission. So my MPharm is in the pharmacy practice where the human subjects are taking for the project work. So that time, what I have done, I have just approved my synopsis from my institutional human ethical committee, and I did my project very nicely without any hurdle. But this is not the case right now. This is why the title is current scenario. Now you have to register your project to the particular website of the India. What are those all we will discuss here itself. So let's go through firstly the index of my total topics. So firstly I will try to make you just revise what is the clinical research and just revise what is the drug development process. You know all these things, but just to make you in line with this lecture, I will uh, just brief few things. Then, what is the importance of clinical trial registration? This is a very important aspect of the today's lecture or the sharing. It's not lecture; it's a sharing. Okay, then I'm going to tell about the national platform, our Indian platform for the clinical trial registration. Then we are going to discuss about the international clinical trial platforms, then worldwide registration, including the Indian registration of the clinical trial. Then I will just compare these all things with the Malaysian so that once you compare the things, then you will getting the better idea regarding the things. So, okay, firstly, let me explain what is this clinical research. So, the definition you can see here, I'm not going to read for you. It's just trying to make you understand in my words. So, clinical trial and clinical study and clinical research, they are sometimes used as a synonymous. So, once we try to differentiate these terms, so clinical research is the umbrella term which is covering the clinical study also and clinical trial also. So the clinical research is any research in which humans are participating, that is clinical research. The research which is going on the clinic. Clinic means polyclinic, polyclinic means hospital. So any research which is going to conduct at the hospital, at the clinic, at the polyclinic is clinical research. Then what is the if the clinical research covering this study and trial, then what do you mean by clinical trial? The scientific definition is narrating here in a very descriptive manner. I just want to simplify this definition in this way. If anything, which is maybe any product, maybe drug, maybe any product, drug, or even the instrument is going to investigate for the safety and efficacy in the human individuals, then it is called clinical trial, right? So if safety efficacy is tested with the help of interventional aspect, means interventional means it is going to administer, it is going to give the humans subjects, then it is clinical trial. Then how it is clinical study called? Clinical study is normally considered those trials on the human in which maybe the intervention is not there. Maybe the study is observational, trying to observe the lifestyle, trying to observe the behavior, trying to observe the preventive care. So this is how we can differentiate all these three words. What is the clinical study, trial, and research? Hopefully, it is clear. So let me compare our current status with the previous one, how we were doing in the previous decades. So Miss Dr. Bhavna Chawla, with this credential, I think you are able to follow my cursor and my slides are flipping, I think, is it? My
Dr.
slides are
Sunil, sorry to
flipping.
interrupt you.
Mm-hmm. Hello.
Sir,
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
I think someone was trying to say something to me.
Hello. Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Okay, thank you. And my slides are flipping also, is it?
Yes, and now it's flipping, sir.
Okay. Earlier it
Yes.
was not flipping,
Earlier
right?
is was text and now it's moving, sir.
Okay. So let me once again how to. Okay. Now I'm wondering that how to get back my slides. Anybody would like to help me?
So please share your slide through your Google account. So I think it will flip there. If it is possible, so that just you minimize your slides, sir, then you can share.
Okay, I think I need to once again share. Let me share my window itself.
Okay, sir, no problem, sir.
Am I audible now also?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Oh, thank you, sir. So actually, there was a connection problem at my side. Now it is okay. I just want to welcome the key chairman for this keynote session, Dr. Ashish Baldi, Dean Research and Development,
I think it is again interrupting. Okay, so should I continue or should I wait?
Sir, now you can continue. Actually, there is some internet problem. So now you can continue,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so my slides are now flipping, is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here we were. We means I was trying to make you understand that in previous decades our status, what is currently now, it is not there. So what happened in the previous years, I was trying to brief you with the help of a publication of Professor Bhavna Chawla. So what she has published in 2016 with the collecting data from 2005 to 2014, she actually considered 579 medical institutions and hospitals. She wanted to compare these institution hospitals. She wanted to compare these hospitals and institution in terms of publication, in terms of research with the premier institution of the world. So she found that there is only 4.3% institution of the India publishing 100 paper per year, and their contribution is 40%. Remaining all, they even not publishing a single paper in whole decade. So this was the our previous status. If we are going to compare these institutions, this 100 paper of our Indian premier institution or hospitals, then it is even far below with the other US hospitals or clinic like Minnesota. You see the number 4,600, 3,700. These are the publication of these hospitals and clinics. So you see our publication, it means our research status was that much in the previous year, in the previous decade. So why I'm trying to make it emphasize, I'm not actually trying to say that India is doing nothing. India is doing far better than the previous years. You see, after coming with the CTRI, the India is doing wonderful job. So the CTRI giving the uh, trial registration opportunity to the researchers. What is the CTRI? We will discuss. But registration of the clinical trial on the portal is very important, and why it is important is mentioned here itself so that you can understand the clinical trial registration is having so many benefits. Before explaining the benefit of these all, maybe few lecturers or maybe my few friends or seniors would be wondering why you are talking about the registration and these all clinical research. We are not bothering about these clinical research. Uh, we are actually doing the preliminary studies like animal studies, like lab studies, like formulation, and you are telling about the clinical trial. The physician should do the the industry people should do this. No, it's not like that. It's not the similar case. What I was also wondering in this way. Uh, during my initial career, I found
Sir,
that the clinical.
Sunil sir, sorry to disturb you, sir.
Uh-huh.
Now, sir, I would like to welcome to Dr. Ashish Wadli, sir. Sir, he is the
Mm.
Dean and R&D, Maharaja Ranjit Singh State Technical University, Batinda. He will
Okay.
chair the session, sir, and he is also present in the meeting, sir. Most welcome, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr.
Please,
Rahul.
please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, Dr. Sunil Prajapati, I am late for a bit.
It's all
Please
right.
continue, sir. Please continue.
Yes,
Thank you very much for joining the session. Sir, if anything is missing, please guide me also. I'm also trying to learn, sir, right? Okay. So I was trying to, since it is a faculty development program, most of our faculty, yes, I was sometimes wondering this way that the clinical trial is not my cup of tea. I should not bother about these all. How I will associate with the hospital, how I will find a physician, how I will conduct my clinical trial. So it's not my cup of tea. So, you know, in the all developed country, the pharmacist is not only doing these basic studies, they are also performing the clinical trial. And the scope of the individual in foreign, you see, the Indian people are so intelligent. They are always in demand. There is a several examples of this. So whenever you are joining to these developed country, or if you are interested, if you are joining, then you need to conduct this trial. One thing. Second, you know that Farm D is also developing in our country, right? The NIPER having the pharmacy practices specialty, they are conducting this clinical trial. So whenever you are enhancing your career, you are going to touch these universities or these programs, or at least the D Farm student you have to teach. So they will be also doing these observational or clinical trial kind of studies. So that time it will become a very crucial to know about these all things. You see, I came to know about this clinical trial registry in 2015 while it is opened in India or established in India in 2007. So as per my knowledge, means many lecturers are not aware about this. The clinical trial registry is there. You can register your clinical trial, and there you will get the clinical trial registration number. And that registration number is so crucial in publishing the paper. Whatever you have done, if it is not documented, it is not significant. So clinical trial registration number is very important. If you want to get that, you need to register the trial. It's not only the number, there are various other things which is important. So now this slide I think will be helpful to understand, because if we are understanding that it is no more useful for me, then we start not concentrating on the uh, things. Anyways, so as per declaration of Helsinki, we know that every clinical trial must be registered in publicly accessible database before recruiting of the first subject. Means if you want to conduct any clinical trial, and before recruitment of this, recruitment means any drug you are going to administer, before that, recruitment is even before that, you need to register your clinical trial. So it's following the law, declaration of Helsinki, right? This is one thing. Second thing, the healthcare personnel, they want evidence. For example, an EMR is going to the clinic or uh, trying to promote the product. They want evidence and they want to access by themselves. They do not want to refer your pamphlets, because the company's pamphlet will always be having very good efficacy, very good safety. So they want to access the data. So from where they will be able to access? From the trial registration website where you will register, right? And it's a not only healthcare personnel, maybe researcher. For example, I am researcher and I want to search some drug name, whether the research is going on or not, or whether research is done or not. Then he will also find the information from that registration portal. It's not only the healthcare personnel, researcher, it's also the participant. For example, I'm interested to participate in any research, clinical research or clinical study. Then I would like to know about the clinical research, what they are actually going to do in this research, whether they will take my blood sample, whether they will take my X-ray, and what will be the outcome. So rather than asking from the doctor and from the layman person, they will firstly access this portal and they will find this trial is registered and this is authentic one. This is conducted by this, and the trial will be happening here, and so many other details they will be able to find out on that website. So this is the same website where you are going to register before conducting your clinical trial or study, right? So another benefit is this, and many more benefits are there. For example, I'm the investigator or researcher. I'm trying to conduct a clinical trial, but I'm not aware about the world or my India, right? So I registered the same clinical trial which is already going on. So to avoid the unnecessary duplication, and maybe the funding agencies, they also want to find out whether the same or similar kind of research is going on or conducted or not. So maybe you see if it is this website is not there, if this registration is not there, then two places the same research is going on and funding is also done for the same research. That is wrong actually, right? So that is the another advantage of the trial registration. For example, the registration is done, and I am also interested in the same research project. I have some another idea which is helping to the previous registered trial. So the researcher will collaborate with the previous researcher who already have registered. So collaboration possibility, the support system will increase by this way. And once you are registering this trial, this authorities will find the gaps, means whether something is lacking in your project, whether it is not ethical, whether it is not scientific, whether it is not morally a responsible registration, or they are also giving the suggestion so that the improvement in the quality of your clinical trial will be improved. They are replying that your registration is held because of this reason. So you will come to know that okay, my trial having this lacuna, so let me fill this lacuna and let me improve my project. You see, when the researcher is writing any project, he is doing a lot of job. So, and because of one lacuna that is rejected, that is really disappointing. So because of this registration, they will actually come to know that this is a very minor lacuna. Let me fill this and let me approve my project, maybe through the grant and maybe for the further conduction, right? And once you registered, then publication bias and selective reporting will also be excluded, right? So these are the important registration benefits, and we need to understand this also. So now let's come to the main point. Okay, I'm happy with the registration. I will do my registration, but where to register? So this is the website. This is the website here, ctri.nic.in. They started in 20th of July of 2007. They are in collaboration, means hosted at ICMR, right? And this is free. There is no fees, and online public record. Anybody can access, whether researcher, public authorities, anyone. And in 2009, earlier it was started as a volunteer, means anybody, if they would like to register, they can register for the clinical trial to get the clinical trial number. If they don't want, they may not be. But you see, after 15th June 2009, it's a mandatory by the DCGI, Drug Controller General of India, right? They are asking if you want to conduct any clinical trial, then you need to firstly register on the CTRI, right? And it's not only that, if you want to publish any paper, then all the Indian, especially the renowned 111 major journals, biomedical journals, they are asking whether you are registered on the clinical trial website or not. You see, there is a medical association of the editors. They are also asking whether you are registered there or not. If you said no, I don't have registration number, they will refuse a paper uh, bluntly. Means they would not have any mercy on this. Anyways, if you go to this website, I try to find out how many registrations are done till date. It's 36,000, more than 36,000. Currently, More than 10,000 trials are going on, and yearly applications we are getting is, we are making the application altogether on this website is 6,000 to 7,000, and no journal published this data. Recently, I attended the webinar, which is conducted on 24th of August, just few days back. There they have these webinar is conducted by CTRI and ICMR jointly. So they actually spoken these value. So I just considered here. So this is really a current scenario. Okay, so the last point is this, that trial registry should be prospective. It will not be accepted at retrospective. What does it mean? It means that if you want to conduct clinical trial, then you have to firstly register, then conduct the clinical trial, prospective, right? After 2018, what people were doing, people were actually, they have conducted whole clinical trial, and then they are registering retrospectively. Means we have done this study this date and this date, and this was the result, and this was the patient, and all. They are putting the data. I'm sorry for this interruption. Okay, so this is no more possible. After 2018, you have to firstly register, then your trial can be initiated. Okay, so what to register? Maybe you are wondering, sir, okay, uh, if I will use the human participant, then of course I will register. But do I register for the drugs which is already registered in the market? For example, vildagliptin is a drug which is well established in the market, and you are looking for another indication, off indication use of that drug. So, do we need to register this? No, you need to register everything, whether it is surgical procedure, whether it is a preventive measure, whether it is a lifestyle modification, whether it is a device, educational or behavioral treatment, rehabilitation strategies, even the Ayurveda, yoga, naturopathy, Unani, Siddha, and homeopathy. These all things need to be registered. Yes, the Ayush need to register on different website, that is indiamedicine.in, right? And the good thing is that uh, maybe you are thinking that I will not conduct, but maybe your student are going to conduct this clinical trial. So for students, there is a one separate dedicated section for the registration. They can register their thesis for further publication. So that is a very good option available there itself. Okay, so maybe still you are having confusion, sir. Actually, I have my idea beyond than this. So whenever you have doubt, better to register your thing before having the human participant in your study, whether it is observational or whatsoever. So maybe you are wondering, sir, which the website you are talking about. I'm not aware. And most of the people, I think they are well aware about this website. So just displaying the page. This is the actually uh, clinical trial registry for the India, and this is the website. Once you go to, if you want to register, you can uh, click the new applicant, and how you open the Facebook account. The same you can do for opening or logging here. Okay, so you see, this is the trial search. This is a very good option. You want to know about your drug. You just click this section. You will come to know that what the drug has been registered, the trial has been completed or going on or is still recruiting or incomplete or refused whatsoever. It will be mentioned here. If you want to search in the advanced search options, there is a even more better options available, right? You can go through these all guidelines. You will come to know a few guidelines I have taken from here itself, right? And the very important thing, if you would like to know, I will show the hand. I will show online also as a hand-on training. The e-tutorials also. Once you click, the step-by-step video is available there. Means you not need to ask to your seniors, to the CROs, how to do these all. Step by step, everything is mentioned here in the video form. You not need to much worry about this. So, for example, if you want to do the registry. I told you this is the website, how to register, username, password will be available. Then you can register and you need to submit the database that I can show you in this phase. For example, I have registered, I have just actually, for the demonstration purpose, I just clicked here. I opened my account, then I just clicked here. Click here to add new trial. Once you do, you just fill few formalities. You will come to know the reference, your title, your trial acronyms. It's a very simple. I will show you if the time allow and you will be interested, then I will show you. Okay, so once you click that uh, add a new trial, then you will find these options. So what is your title? What is your scientific title? Public title should not having the scientific jargons. Means if you are using the difficult word, then public will not be able to understand. If they want to show their interest in the participation of the clinical trial, then maybe they would not show their interest. So the third option is trial acronyms. If you want to give the acronym, for example, I have given this acronym uh, here so that it will be easy to read. Otherwise, a long title you have to read. Then whether it is Ayurveda or not, you have to put here. Then you need to just click here, proceed. Once you proceed, you have to fill these all data set. The title you came to know, the scientific title you came to know, then secondary uh, IDs and principal investigator, contact person, and so on. All the information related to your trial will be filled here, and it's a very uh, simple as you want to open the. If you have the well designed protocol, if you are not able to design the protocol, then it is the issue. And I think these all things is well described by Dr. Brajesh, my previous speaker. He, I think, narrated so many wonderful things, right? So this is the data set. Now let's talk about the approval process, because okay, maybe anything you have filled there. So the approval will be done by these authorities, right? So once you registered your things, then the Central Drug Standard Control Organization, I read it in this way, CDSCO, right? This is the body regulating the Indian pharmaceutical and medical devices. Means everything is covered here itself in very few simple words. And this is also associated with Drug Controller General of India, which regulate the pharmaceuticals and medical devices under the gamut of Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. These names you know very well, I think, right? If you don't know the role of DCGI, they are doing nearly everything, whether it is manufacturing, sales, import, distribution of drug in India, all the things under coming under the DCGI. So they are actually reviewing your uh, clinical trial registry, means whether it is approved or not. Once it is approved, then only the trial number you will get. This DCGI also advised by certain board and committees. These board and committees are Technical Advisory Board, DTAB, and Drug Consultative Committee, means DCC. Maybe it is not clear. Let's see in the pictorial form, right? So if you want to apply, then firstly you need to get the local authorities ethical approval, and side by side you have to apply for the CDSCO. CDSCO will review the things. They will ask the recommendation from the DCGI. DCGI will ask the recommendation from the DTAB and DCC, what the last point of the previous slide. Then they will give for the IND application approved. Then you can start the clinical trial. This phase 1, 2, 3 will be starting here. Once these all data will be submitted on the website itself, then again this will be reviewed by DCGI, and if they found that everything is fine, then they will approve. Of course, the local ethical committee should also approve this, right? So this is the process. So your if protocol, if everything is fine there, then this will not be the hurdle. Especially the observational based studies, means some studies already going on. You are just collecting the data, and you are trying to conclude some another hypothesis, that the paracetamol was given for 100 days, and it is found that after 100 days it is showing the worst condition of the liver. Although paracetamol is increasing the SGOT, SGPT level in 10 days itself. I'm just giving the example. Okay, if it's still not clear, then you see once you got the approval, ethical approval, you just select the investigator because you have to fill the detail on this CTRI website. If they will approve this, then you start the patient recruitment. You see the injection is given in the back of site. I don't know what he's doing. Anyways, so whatever the data will be coming due to this recruitment and participation, that data will be entered on the website. You can apply the statistical analysis, then you present or publish the data. If it is appropriate, then the final registration will be obtained for the marketing and sales. Hopefully it is clear. So this is the National Clinical Trial Registration Platform. A bit, this is the main point. This is why it is uh, mentioned in the board, right? So let's compare if India having CTRI, then what the other countries having. So uh, the other countries having these websites, right? Their name, which country it is belonging to, their name it is mentioned here itself. You see, AU means Australia, clinicaltrial.gov, you know, the US, the UK, and this one is for the Netherlands, and this one is for Europe, and this is for the Japan, JP, Japan, right? So they all have own website to register their clinical trial. Okay, maybe you are wondering, sir, what the Bangladesh is doing, what the Sri Lanka is doing, why you are not mentioning. So you see, if any country is not having their own website or own portal to register any clinical trial, then they are registering on the Indian portal, right? CTRI is also applicable to them. So the countries like Pakistan, Afghanistan, but these days the example is very important. Okay, Bangladesh, the Nepal, Sri Lanka, these all people are registering on our website. You see how dominant we are. Means how renowned this website it is. Anyways, so as we know that ICMJE, this is the International Committee for Medical Journal Editor. They are also asking that you need to register either of these. Of course, the Indian CTRI is also applicable. If you are registered on these websites, then they will be interested to publish your paper. Otherwise, they are not. Right. So it's very important at the international level also. So if you want to compare the CDSCO with the other authorities, then for the US it is FDA, for UK it is MARA, and for European Union it is EMA. So they all are doing the same job, approval of your clinical trial. And approval means we are taking care that you are following all the SOPs, all the GCPs. These all are understood, right? Okay, so if you want to know about the name of those registries, then Chinese, Dutch, German, you just name it. They all have their own registries. Dutch people are the Netherlands people. Their language is also Dutch. So this is why it is written as Dutch. So I mean to say, you see all the individuals having, all the countries having their own website, their own portal to retrieve the data, to find out all those advantages. So you see the India, the current scenario, it is well reputed. Now we are competing with other countries, right? So this is the international sum comparison I have shown. Now you would be interested to the total number of registration, how it is. So if you see the worldwide total registration, which is I have taken from the clinicaltrial.gov, so it is 388,000 registration, but this is worldwide. I have collected this data at the on the date 29th of August of the same year, right? Of course, same year. And if you want to compare this total registry with the worldwide, so you see the US itself have taken the contribution of 32%, the only one country who is having very least number of population, in comparison to India. They are having not that much population, but still they are having a good number of uh, registration. And the other data are also mentioned. Okay, maybe you are much interested about the India, that how much registration are going on in the India. So you see, we are very nearby to other countries. I think the number of registrations are increasing day by day. So I think soon we will be in the second position, right? So 20,000, nearly 20,000. It's more than 20,000. I think it will be less than 30,000. So maybe you are wondering, sir, you have told that every year it's a registration 6 to 7,000, and now you are telling more than 25,000. How it is? It is actually worldwide registration, and this is the registration done on the World Health Organization, and the source is this one. Source I already have mentioned. It's not axiomatic data I have taken from somewhere, right? So more precisely, if you want to know about the clinical trial total registry. So as I told that 6 to 7,000. You see, Dr. Rao also have presented their paper on the Journal of Pharmacology in 2018. They already had projected in 2018 itself that our registration will be nearly more than 5,000. But nowadays it is more than projected. You see, I didn't find better graph than this. This is why I presented the data of 2018. Otherwise, I could have presented 2021. Okay, this data is even more traditional or more old, but I wanted to show you that you see, if we try to find out the changes in India, means how much we are improving in registration. So you see, in 2013 itself, we were changing far better than US. Percentage change, if you are not able to get it, then percentage change means what you have registered last year, whether you have registered more than last year or not this year. So if you have registered uh, more than registration than last year, then it is percentage increase, while in US it is decreasing. Japan is really, these people, I don't know what they are eating. Okay, so let me again uh, uh, pride on our nation. That is, our nation is doing wonderful job. You see, if we take the invention or trial registration of the only COVID vaccine, that how much COVID vaccine we have invented. So you see, this is the list, and this is not the only list. I have taken only few examples, right? Covaxin, we know. I think many of people have taken the vaccine also. I completed all those 2 day doses of Covishield. Zydus is again have invented this ZyCoV-D, right? Sputnik, we know some people are waiting for Sputnik only. They are saying that efficacy is much higher. And you see the green, this blue color I have mentioned, so that you should know that these are our Indian institution, our Indian research lab. We are far ahead than any other country. These Bangladesh, Japan, Bangladesh, Nepal, this our neighbor country, they cannot compete with us. We know that how much generics we are exporting. Now I think we are going to export these all COVID vaccines. You see, the intranasal vaccine is also developed. It is soon will come to the phase 4 trial. I think if any other person who is well known about this, then I think till my knowledge, it is third phase. It is crossed. So it's, you see, the Bharat name is there. So hopefully you understand that how fastly we are registering. And if we faculty members are not understanding the relevance of the clinical registration, you see the industry people are doing wonderful job. So soon the faculty members will be lacking in this. So if we do not want to lack, try to understand these all and the registration process. Now I am just giving a very short summary on how the same thing is done by the Malaysian government. So in Malaysia, they are also having their own registry. The name is Malaysian Clinical Trial Registry Platform. We are calling in short NMR. RR we are not repeating. So they are having even their user manual. They are having their various document, whatever document you want. It is already well available. You just get it, fill few details, get the signature of your authorities, and just put on the website itself, and you will come to know. You will be very easy to register, and they have the various other organizations separately, right? Like we have a CDSCO. So this is the Malaysian CDSCO. We are actually working on this. Why I'm teaching this Malaysian? I'm comparing this so that you should compare that CDSCO what it is doing the job in other countries. They are still working. Our CDSCO, when we are comparing our things with other, then at least our things we will retain very well. Maybe the other things we are not able to retain well. So like in India, ICMR having their own ethical committee on human research. In Malaysia, the medical research and ethics committee is there. Of course, they are following the Malaysian CGP. I'm not aware about the Indian GCP is there or not, but Malaysian GCP is different one. Anyways, so hopefully you understood the ethical aspect. So you see 36 branches are there for the medical research. In India, the same job is done by ICMR. You see the 36 branches, you will be wondering. You see the population of Malaysia is 3 crore. 3 crore. We are 133 crore. Anyways, hopefully you got few things. I hope if this session you got at least 1%, this is more than sufficient to me to come together and share my things. Thank you very much. So if any question, if anything is there, you please let me know. If would be known, I will uh, uh, make you understand. Thank you very much.